we noticed that there was a bit of a gap in the Canadian sport landscape in terms of formally working together across the country to try to help sports. So for example, Rowing Canada had to have their own athlete identification program. Cycling Canada similarly had to have their own program. So we tried to bring all of these sports that were working in a silo, trying to bring them together and be much more efficient utilizing the resources that we had to try to collectively help the Canadian sports system together.
You're casting a very wide net across the country to find prospective athletes. What type of athletes are you looking for?
There's athletes that are quite young, let's say 14, 15, 16 in high school, who don't know how good they actually are, regardless of what sport they're playing. So we try to help those athletes, just get them into the program itself, allow them to express their level of giftedness or their level of athletic ability. On the other end, we also have very elite athletes who are either, for no fault of their own, aging out of a sport program, or they've already hit a plateau where they're just not getting better in that given sport. This allows them to try and find a new path towards the elite pathway.
The 3 virtual tests are the vertical jump, a 20-meter sprint, and then the beep test. They're all lower body focused. Why is that?
Most of our sport partners are focusing on overall athleticism, and most sports are focused on the lower body as the primary mechanism to actually achieve success. And the other challenge, Mike, of course, is trying to find tests that are super easy to implement, where there's not a lot of technical skills required and or equipment required. So that's why we've selected the 3 that we have. We have a ton of data. All those 3 tests that you mentioned, the vertical jump, the running sprint, and the 20-meter léger-boucher test, they are all valid and reliable for the things that we're trying to measure.
I may be 10 years too old for the demographic that you're looking for this program, but I'm too competitive to pass up the opportunity to see where I stack up. So I did the 3 tests and I sent you my data. So I want to know, how did I do?
In terms of your vertical jump, so your best vertical jump, where you were spending the most time in the air, you were 0.6 of a second. And that translates to 44 centimeter jump. So that's actually okay. We're finding our best athletes, believe it or not, are jumping 80 centimeters.
So some of the top athletes in the program are double my vertical jump.
Correct.
Wow, okay.
Your 3rd sprint, so you're 3.6 seconds. We're suggesting that in the low 3-second range, so 3.1, 3.2, will be very fast, exceptional as an example. So you're about half a second off of what we would consider to be really elite in the sprint.
The test is underway.
Now to the beep test, and I don't remember eclipsing the level 10 score back when I was a teenager. I was able to do that this time.
I would consider your beep test actually is your best score, relatively speaking. So you're approaching better than average overall. Again, 8,000 athletes tested. So if you were age eligible, you'd be right at the far end of better than average right now, which is actually a really good score considering, again, the level of training that you're doing. We've got athletes that are able to eclipse 16 on the beep test, which is world class.
Now, if I was 14 years old, would I get the invite right now?
No.
No, oh, not even then. Okay. Thank you very much for your time and for giving the information on RBC Training Ground. I learned a lot, and I'm going to hit the gym as soon as we're done here.
Thanks, Mike. Good luck.